That's whenever you had them. I'm so distracted, y'all, because all I'm reading on her notes is about Boss's pants.
Okay, let's discuss Boss's pants then.
They're on your notes. Hi, and welcome to Hanging Out with Violet and Rose. I'm Violet.
I'm Rose.
And on this episode, we are covering the series The Boy Next World.
Including special episode.
Yes. Just a quick reminder, we do have tons of spoilers throughout the series.
So if you haven't watched it, please go watch it and then come back and watch our podcast.
Yes. If you don't mind spoilers, keep going.
Keep going. We appreciate. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes, and join our Discord so we can get your opinion as well.
Correct.
So to do a quick recap, we have Peacer, who is in and out between parallel universes, meets one of the Poos in a different parallel universe that he's not currently with, and convinces him that they are boyfriends in another world.
Because he wakes up in the hospital, bandage on his head, and the first words out of his mouth are poo. And so he rushes from the hospital in the pouring rain to go find his boyfriend and tells Pooh, I'm from a different universe where we're together, so basically we need to be together.
Pooh has a lot of trauma with his dad passing away, his mom living far away from him and him having to take care of himself. He's very superstitious with the little ghost that he has hanging.
He's very naive.
And he wears the color of the underwear on the certain days.
Yes.
Which I heard that's a thing. It's really a thing. So
and he has an impressive cardigan collection, I'm just gonna say.
He does. And then Peacer has his own trauma with the mother drama where she's controlling, she's powerful. It's just a lot on both sides. And they come together and they help each other through it. So that is the recap of it. I do want to say that I know you talked about it in your ins and outs, but I do love that the emotional range that the boys got to go through.
Yes.
I've really don't think I've ever seen Boss cry.
Yes, and he was so beautiful doing it. You could feel the emotions that they were trying to portray. And I guess it kind of helps that I've seen those behind the scene episodes where they're comforting each other.
That's my thing is that they had to comfort each other. I was like, y'all were so in it that y'all literally just stood there comforting each other.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's been one of my biggest ends with this show was the emotional range of Boss and Noel has really been elevated since Lita. Yeah. And which is great because this is really their first real show since Lita. Yeah. I mean, they've been, cameos here and there, but this is their first real show. And they've really, come through as actors.
Yeah. I think so as well. I do like the parallel universe story. Okay? I do like it. I don't know if it was played out as well as I hoped it would have been played out. I don't think until it got to the end, whenever Peacer is talking to the one in all black.
Darkser.
In that room, and he's telling him, no, what you saw was a glimpse of my life. That I was like, oh, it's all interconnected.
Right.
But I had so many questions.
So many. So.
I really did. Because I felt like they touched on it, but they didn't deep dive into it, and I really wanted that deep dive.
So that was one of my outs, was how rushed the story was. In only 10 episodes, they had a plot that was way bigger than 10 episodes. It really could have been far longer.
And they had a subplot. With the mom, which I think was unnecessary.
100% unnecessary. It was drama enough just doing the parallel universe. And then I felt like there were so many plot holes in this story. I don't know. I have not read the book, so I don't know if those are in the book. But is this actually this Peacer's universe or not? Because that's still very gray for me. Because at first he was like, I'm from a parallel universe. And you were like, okay, I mean, cool, it's a supernatural show. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait, no, I'm just a stalker. And I'm like, wait.
Okay.
Wait.
So bringing up the stalker, I was like, everybody loved Peacer, and Peacer was great, and he was such a green flag, but like,
Right.
he's a stalker.
Super stalker. Like, how do you know the boy's door code, okay? That kind of stalker.
I feel like in BLs across the board, we tend to green flag stalkers because they do cute things for the leads.
Because it's like taking care of the person, just like they just don't know.
Which, and I'm not a take care trope type of person. I don't
that.
even like those tropes. So I guess that's why to me, I'm like more interested in the fact that you're stalking the boy than you are taking care of him.
Mm-hmm.
So I just found it so funny. Everybody just thought they were so adorable, but I'm like, bro, he's a stalker.
Right. But then was he?
He was.
But here's the thing, right? So you come up with this parallel universe story, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you have everybody believing it, and then he goes back and talks to Darkser, and it was so confusing in so many places of what was real and what was not. I felt like I was, there was like, oh, parallel universe, and I was like, oh, no, just regular everyday stalker, and then back to parallel universe. It was so back and forth.
No, I think it was always parallel universe. I think it was Jin and him reading minds that kept making it seem like it wasn't a parallel, because he kept being like, oh, when are you going to tell Pooh the truth?
Yes.
When are you going to tell him you're lying? And I'm like, okay, so he's not from a parallel universe, because P. Jin can hear his thoughts and tell that, okay, he's lying about it. But then you'd go in the padded room with the other sir, and it's like, it was a padded room.
It was.
Which led to, was he just crazy? I so thought.
I kind of wanted him to be nuts.
So thought the boy was just nuts. I was like, this is going to turn out. And I think that's what kind of, I guess, let me down a little bit on the parallel. I feel like they could have went more into the parallel universe.
Same.
Because if it would have been his mom, like, causing him so much mental stress
that
he created a second. Yes,
I literally thought
that's what I was like. Yes,
that he had like multiple personalities. That his brain was broken through trauma, and he had created this universe where he was happy, and he had Pooh, who he was obsessed with.
And that's why he was in the padded room in his mind.
Yes. Me too. Swear. And then when that didn't happen, I was bummed. Circling back on P-Jin though, and his mental being able to read minds.
Okay.
What the heck? Because it doesn't fit the world, right?
Oh, yeah.
So when we were talking about parallel worlds, I thought P-Jin was also
from a parallel
world, and that's why he could read minds, because when the regular Peacer goes back to Darkser, and then Pyuser, that's just what everybody on TikTok calls him, don't come at me. When Pyuser comes out, and he's doing, and he's with Pooh, all of a sudden Jin's mind reading stops working. So I was like, oh, they're connected. So they have to be in the same universe at the same time. So I'm like, okay, it is a parallel world.
But they explained why P-Jin couldn't hear.
No, I know that. Later they did explain it. But I still, like, it's the most random superpower in a not superpower world. It was so, it didn't fit.
I really was expecting either somebody else to have a power.
Right? I was like, oh, we're like a Megaverse type
because,
situation.
at first Pooh had, like, all the good luck.
Yeah.
And so I was like, maybe that's his thing. He just has good luck and it follows him. And, but then it was like, no, he doesn't have good luck. It's just Peacer stalking him and making sure he has an umbrella. And
right? Like, oh, it's raining.
So then it was like, okay, so he's normal. Then it was like, okay, all the friends are normal. P-Wim, T, P-Zone, like all the friends, family, everybody's normal. So then it was how does P-Jin fit into this?
That was my question, because he's one of my favorite characters in the show. He is. He was amazing.
I loved him.
Same. I could do a whole podcast on just P-Jin and P-Wim. But anyway, I really thought that there was more to
Mm-hmm.
him, and I felt like there should have been some sort of story to explain how this guy just reads everybody's minds randomly by himself.
I think this series could have been split into 3 different series,
Yeah.
and all 3 of them would have been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
If we could have focused on why P. Jin can hear people's voices, but then he doesn't hear P. Wims because he's in love with him.
Right.
Like, is that I mean, how does he know that for sure?
Mhm.
I know he assumed it, but
then
like,
in the special episode,
it's the opposite.
It's the opposite.
He can only hear P. Wim because he loves him.
Right. Which
Yeah.
actually I liked that because I don't know. I guess because at that point I'm like fine with the fact that he can read minds, but I did like that he could still read P. Wim's mind in the special episode in the alternate universe. But personally, I would have liked a season for Stalker Sir and Pooh, and then a season for my favorite, which is Business Sir and Nerdy Pooh, and then a season for Payu Sir and I guess Super Shy Pooh, because I have a lot of questions, and these little clips that they gave us, them like little 10-second like tidbits into some other universe.
I mean, I understand why they did just a little throwback to the Business Sir and Pooh to kind of make it more understandable to P. Sir on how there's alternate universes. But I just, like I said, I feel like it could have been divided up because I feel like the mom drama, as I've stated, like that could have been its own series of Peacer like being under her control, Pooh trying to help him, Pooh being the like his escape, him mentally like shutting down one part of him to be in that atmosphere and then shutting down that to be with Pooh.
Correct.
And then finding a way to merge them without completely going crazy. Like I felt like that could have been just by itself standalone
100%.
series. I do love the parallel idea. I don't know if it was played out as well as I would like it. I know it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Saying I don't know, I do know it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
What saved the series for me? That was very loud. What saved the series for me was Boss No, hands down, always. I'm a huge fan of their acting. And then Fourth Donut playing P. Wim P. Jin.
Beautiful acting.
The best like side characters I've seen in a long time. Honestly.
I also, another plot hole is Dark Sir, right? He's in the padded room, or well, beyond the padded room.
Okay.
What is his story? Like legitly, I'm so curious about him too because he's stuck in the padded room. And he's there to guide all the other Sirs to find their Pooh. But what happened to his Pooh? I need to know. I have questions.
So I don't think it worked out for him because he says he tells P-Sir, like regular P-Sir, I hope your story like works out.
But I want to know why. Okay, I hate plot holes.
No, I know.
I hate plot holes and I enjoy character development and I hate when characters are introduced to a show for zero reason. Like I know he had a purpose, but I just felt like it could have been more.
Okay, so you talking about that P-Sir's friend group. I feel like he had multiple friends and then it just went to just P. Wim.
Yes.
But then towards the end, all of a sudden we care about the multiple friends again. And I was like, why?
I feel like
we lost them along the way. Why are we bringing them back?
I think logistically what probably happened was like they filmed with all of them like at the same time, and then somewhere when they were filming the middle, like that guy had to go be busy somewhere, and they were like, "It's fine, he's just off on the campus somewhere."
I mean, now Pooh's friend, they kept this. The three friends were very active throughout.
Yes.
Which T soulmate, like bestie, love her, like me and her can chill together anytime. Because how you gonna knock old boy upside his head every time he says something dumb? You're gonna grab the fiance's wrist.
Oh,
girl, I love her.
Fiance, another pointless character. It was just like the mom, but I mean it's connected to the mom drama, but it didn't need to be there. I felt like the parallel universe would have stood on its own. And I feel like they could have fleshed that out more had they just skipped over the mom drama and the fiance drama. I hate useless fiancés. It's so episode 11 of a show. Like, this one doesn't even have 11 episodes, but it was that moment
it was
where
throughout.
you were like, oh my God, why? And that bothered me so much.
It bothered me as well. And then she was so
gross,
annoying.
That
let me say, I do like whenever the second time she met up with Pooh at the university, and he was just like, girl, why are you worried about me? Like, if you love him so much, like
Pooh.
So I do think that was pivotal
for Pooh. Yes.
Pivotal for him to show like he has strength. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I do like that. Mm-hmm. That part I can say, seeing Noel play that part, because in Lita Rain was naive and everything, and then Pooh is naive. So seeing him have that strength, I really liked seeing that as his character.
I did too, because I really would like to see Noel in a harder role, like a mafia show, some
mafia.
Maybe not like as the love interest of a mafia, something like that. Like not necessarily like in the mafia. But like, cause no lie, you could see Boss as a mafia, right?
I could see Boss mafia,
and then but he's paired with Noel, so like that would just, I don't know.
You wouldn't want him to see him switch,
like for the mafia role.
No. Oh, just in general, just like.
I don't know if I would like seeing Boss be like super innocent and cutesy. That would be weird.
Do you think he could play super innocent and cutesy?
I don't know.
Emotional, yes.
Emotionally, yes. But I think, like, that dude's a walking thirst trap, like, and he knows it.
He is.
So.
I guess that's, like, intrusive thought. I always want to see, I always want to flip him.
Okay, so, what else? Okay, I loved how supportive Sir was during Pooh when he was going to his father's grave and going through his yearly mourning of his father's passing. I thought that bringing the character from Tharn type in for that one episode, useless. Again, a wasted character.
Are you talking about P-Tongue?
Yeah,
the cousin.
The cousin.
First of all, P-Tongue is never useless.
I mean, he was here, so.
No! I mean, I get it. Was like, they didn't need him anywhere else because Pooh wasn't doing the shrine to his dad anywhere else.
I'm not saying that, like, he himself is not useless. I just felt like
I'm sorry. Ever since Ken Porsche, I'm a huge P-Tongue fan. Like,
well, that's great. You can be that.
Well, then.
I'm not saying.
Guys. Be what you want to be per Rose. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. You be you. This is a safe space.
Is it?
I'm just saying.
Is it?
I felt that there was no need for him to show up. It just.
We can all be wrong. It's okay.
We can. Okay. So, I think this was Fourth and Donut's first show. Am I wrong? Because
I have not seen them previously paired up.
Same. Okay. I haven't really done research either, so I don't know. But I do feel like I would really love to see them in their own show. I want to see more of them. They were so adorable. For me, controversial topic. Looked forward to their scenes more than Boss and Noel sometimes because they were so cute though. Okay, but Boss and Noel, they were so messy because of the storyline and everything.
You don't like messy. I love messy.
And I love cutesy. So for me, they were.
I will
like
say,
a breath of fresh air.
P-Win P-Jin is a cutesy that I do like because P-Jin was kind of like not a smart aleck.
They had banter.
Yes, it's the banter. You can be cute and banter, and I love it.
Yes.
So,
100%.
but if you're just cute and cute,
and I
can't
think
get
that's
down
why
with that.
Pooh took a while to grow on me because he was just so weak and meek and I liked him towards the end when he started standing up for himself and he got a little bit, I think because Peaster had come into his life and then left and then came back and he was like, I know what I want now. Yeah. And I loved that growth for Pooh. That's when I really started liking him, was about halfway mark. Yeah. I was like, okay, I got you, Pooh. But
that's whenever you had him. I'm so distracted, y'all, because all I'm reading on her notes is about Boss's pants.
Okay, let's discuss Boss's pants then.
Because they're on your notes.
They are on my notes. So, because there's like a whole religion at this point on TikTok and social media regarding the pants that man wore. And the scene where Pooh comes out of his room and Boss is over there on the side making coffee. Yeah. They poured those pants on that man. There's no way.
I'm not denying it. I just didn't write it in my notes.
Just because you don't have notes. Since we're throwing everybody under the bus.
This is the most delusional off topic.
I'm just saying, those pants were God's gift to everybody. Yeah, they left nothing to the imagination. And
did they leave anything to the imagination in any of the scenes?
No.
Like, y'all can't, those were home videos. Like, we realize that, right? That was not, we're in a studio with a bunch of people, no. Like, talking us through, like, those were home videos. And I get they do their own NC scenes, but they pulled it out the vault. Like, that.
They sure did. Those NC scenes were a lot. They were a lot.
I don't get embarrassed by NC scenes because I'm like, whatever, it's life, right? But there was a moment.
Which one? The last one? No, wait,
no, not the last
one. Not the special episode one. Not the one at the end of the show? Which one? On the couch?
Peace on the couch.
No lie. No lie. Okay, here's the thing. Every NC scene was not between Sir and Pooh. It was not. And I will fight anybody who says it was, because that was Boss and Noel.
It was
every time.
Like, it was the chin grab for me.
Dude, yes. And then, like, the gasp.
Anyways.
We could do another podcast just dissecting that.
We could.
So, what else?
Okay, moving on from Boss's pants. Special episode, which showed you the flip side of one of the parallel universes, which honestly, I think I would have loved to watch that one play out more.
No lie. Okay.
I try not to.
I'm going to make enemies today. I love you people. So, first of all, again, super rushed. It could have been, they really needed to take a page out of Jack and Joker and do a 2-hour special episode, especially because it was paid for. I felt like they could have done more.
Yeah.
Second complaint is that 3/4 of the special episode is the alternative universe. And then all of a sudden, randomly, we switch back to regular Caillou Sir. And not Caillou Sir, regular Sir and Pooh, and then all of a sudden it's like legitly just to have an NC scene, and I was like, I didn't really need that. I would have preferred more of alternate universe. That's what I was there for. What I paid for was alternate universe. That's what I wanted. I didn't need we'd already seen that.
I wanted to see Shy Pooh's reaction to Sir kissing him. Like,
same.
It jumps to regular Pooh, and I'm just like, but I really wanted to see him, like, the embarrassing, the like being excited,
I really liked alternate Sir. Because, like, he was like, look me in the eye. Look at me when I'm talking to you. I want to see your face.
Yes, sir. No, I'm sorry. Oh, this is
okay. I really I just wanted more of them, and then also I wanted them to do some more time skipping in there. Like, you literally finally meet, you finally realize that Pooh's the one that leaves you snacks and takes care of you in his own little dorky way, and then you go on this school trip, basically get forced together because P Win and P Jen are just as meddlesome in the other universe, and I was here for it. And then I felt that they could have skipped time, like have the kiss, skip some time, go on a date, skip some time. Like, I wanted to see their relationship come together, not just end in a kiss. Although the highlight of special episode was P Win and P Jin.
Nope.
No?
Nope. Well, no, let me rephrase that. It was them throughout the episode.
Okay.
That forced kiss scene,
Yeah,
where Pooh and Sir kind of like dug down.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that was like off vibes, and so I didn't like that. But the way they were bantering back and forth, like I love them. Like I said, could have seen them in a whole series, but I felt like the special episode was trying to, and it was only an hour, and normally they're a little bit longer than the other ones. So I just felt like it was a lot trying to go into one, and that they were trying to solidify that P-Win and P-Jin were together when it was kind of obvious to me, I guess.
From the beginning, because they were already in an established relationship. Because even alternate Sir was like, they've been dating for a year. How did you not know? And I'm like, yeah, how did you not know? Like, I thought that dude was your best friend. Like, he just like keeping the secret in his pocket. Like, I'm secretly dating. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. It gave off vibes. Like, I do like that they switched it to where P-Win was the only mind that P-Jin could read. But like I said, it just felt a little forced on the special episode. And I do agree, them switching over to like regular P-Sir and Pooh, I do feel like it was just for the NC scene. It didn't really progress their characters to me. We already know like P-Sir is the possessive type. We already know they love each other. We already know, they're together. So it didn't progress their storyline.
Well, and I felt it was weird that he would be so possessive of Pooh, who had a dream of other Pooh. Like,
well, no, I get that part, because if once you've gone through a parallel universe, in his dreams, what he thought were dreams,
was real.
He really was like interacting with these other people. So I understand that part. We already know he's possessive. We already know. He made it very clear throughout the series, anytime they were with the friends, that he was possessive. So I feel like we didn't need that at the end to prove he was possessive.
I agree. We didn't. I felt like the special episode, I really just wanted it to be alternate universe. Yeah. I would have been fine if we had done multiple alternate universes, but I really wanted this one to grow. I was really looking forward to it. That
would have been kind of cool to see like multiple alternate universes besides just the 3 that it showed. Well, the main 3. Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, they had that montage of, like, the dark world where Pooh is holding the umbrella and's got the light underneath. They've got the one where they're walking off the little stick twirling field together. I don't know what that's called. Then they've got the business Sir and Nerdy Food, and they got the puppies. Like, there's so many universes. There's the one where P-Sir's brother died. Like, there's so many universes that they clipped. And I'm like, well, what about them? And then at the end, they kind of tease, like, maybe season 2.
Okay, so was that not regular Sir at the end? The black?
I kind of think
that was regular Sir, right? Yeah, I swear that was regular Sir.
It was definitely not Dark Sir.
No, I feel like it was regular Sir, which then led me to believe, well, what happened?
Thank you. So that's why I'm like, are we getting a season 2? But then that also takes the rating down for me, because there's so many questions I feel like they could have covered in this.
Yeah.
And this show could have just been longer instead of trying to break it up and do multiple seasons. I don't know.
How many episodes was Lita? 13, right? Love Sea was,
I think, 13. Like, that's
so why was this one so small?
I don't know. That's the thing. I'm saying, like, Bossa Nova are super popular. So know that no matter what they put out, people will watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, we did. So, and I feel like they really could have really played with the plot so much more.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed in the story.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know. All right, rating?
6 out of 10.
Dang.
I know, I'm harsh, but
why a 6?
the plot holes.
Okay, so plot holes.
The plot holes was a huge issue for me. The fact that the story was extremely rushed, and all the questions that are still unanswered at the end. I felt like it was riding a lot on Bossa Noel's popularity and not on the story. There's so much that still needs to be like fleshed out.
What do I give it? I have not thought about this ahead, which I should have. I think you're right on. I give it like 6, 7 out of 10. The mom drama just really, it was too much drama on top of drama on top of drama.
Too many stories trying to be told at the same time.
And then the fact that it did feel rushed, and the fact that we focused so much on one universe, and I felt like we could have focused on others just the same. Like, we could have cut some things out, like the mom fiance thing, to get more of the other universe.
Agreed.
Because I think, I don't know, seeing Boss Noel like in the many different facets of it, like, I would have rather that than the mom and the fiance.
Same. Definitely.
And nothing against the characters or the acting.
No.
I mean, the mom was a great psycho.
She was a great psycho.
Great psycho. I just don't feel like it was needed.
The dad and the brother. Like, how is it that you are like piecers, like, I want to live my own life, right? And so then the brother just happens to walk in that day and is like, don't worry, I got this, bro.
No, but he said in an earlier episode.
I know he said that, but it was just odd that it happened like right then. And then the dad walks in, rando. And so then here comes the dad, and he's like, don't worry, I still hate you, and I wish I'm not sad I left you, but I'll stay. And then she's like, no, I don't want you. And so then, like, her talking about her kids as property, that she owns them. And then the brother just being like, well, you're my fiance now. Weird. That whole scene was weird.
I actually liked P-Zone.
No, I liked his character.
I loved that he told the fiance, for the fiance character that I didn't like.
Yeah.
I love that he walked in and was like, all right, it's me and you, guy. Like, that was hilarious. But he did say in an earlier episode,
it's my turn.
It's my turn.
Yeah,
so I knew at some point they were going to switch.
I just thought it was so weird. Like, how that came about. I guess, I don't know, like, how it could have done better, but it was just weird.
All right, so that is it for
I think so.
Boy Next World.
Pretty much covered it all.
I think we did too. Like I said, I'll give it a 7 out of 10 for me because I just really enjoyed P-Wim, P-Gen, and Boss Noel always hit. So,
and always remember, these are just our opinions based on the show that we watched, based on what we like or don't like. If you like it, great. If you don't, we also understand. This is just us talking about
Please
the show.
leave a comment.
Yes.
Let us know if you agree, disagree.
Or if there's something you saw that you think, that you liked or didn't like.
Yes, I agree with that. All right, guys. This has been Hanging Out with Violet and Rose and Ride or Die. See you next time.